I've put my state to be the number one focus so I could be effective in my business and for the loved ones around me. That if I'm in a good, highly effective state, which is what Tony Robbins kind of is focused on,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
I can be effective for everyone
Right.
around me, and including for myself.
Talking to Ryan Purpero. Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Ryan Purpero, U.S. Bank Home Mortgage. Been focusing in the Orange County market for about 20 years. Hyper focus on Irvine and the surrounding areas for about 15 years. Focus on purchase mortgages, and love doing what I do, and love serving the community. So thanks for having me on.
All right, it's my pleasure. So it's been a rough year.
Yeah.
It's been a rough year for a lot of people in both of our industries. And let's talk a little bit about mindset, how we stay positive. And I'm bringing this up because we just walked out of our vision boards, which Ryan and I, for those of you that don't know, we get together every single year. I don't know, we've been, I want to say like year 6, 7.
Probably longer.
Yeah, it's probably longer than that. We get together basically the same week every single year, and we pull out our goals, we pull out our visions, and what we're looking for the next year, and we also take that opportunity to reflect back on the past year and you know what we're grateful for and things like that. So I asked the question, what keeps you going? Yeah. Because it's been a tough few years.
Yeah, it's been a tough few years, and I kind of found myself pretty worn out from the high level of stress over year after year. And I think what I did focus on the past, really this year, was focusing on my personal state and focusing on health and fitness, because I knew I couldn't control the environment, with the rates and the financial picture.
Do you hear that, people?
Yeah.
We cannot control the environment.
But I have control and I have autonomy over my body, so I focused on getting in shape with consistent working out, with walking, with things like cold therapy, sauna.
Nice.
I run a blood panel twice a year, if not more. So I've put my state to be the number one focus, so I could be effective in my business and for the loved ones around me. That if I'm in a good, highly effective state, which is what Tony Robbins kind of is focused on, I can be effective for everyone around me, and including for myself. It's a lot easier to be motivated when you're 25 and you're young and aspiring, but you get into a certain lull in your career, and you've already accomplished a little bit, and I got a long ways to go. And I didn't have as much fire, and I'm like, I got to try to, reignite the fire. But if you focus on state, that's what I've been focusing on. And now that I'm in a good space, I'm really looking forward to this year, 2024, and I look forward to it.
So when we talk about reigniting and making sure that those resets in life, what are some of the things that you do as far as to reset in life? For me, my little 3-day getaways, Saturday, Sunday, extended out to a Monday, or start on a Friday, and a little 3-day getaway someplace, and just to recharge and unplug from everything. That goes a long way for me, just making sure those are set up on a regular basis. But what's it look like for you?
I think it has to be in a number of areas. I think that the younger me, the 3-day getaway would be more focused on running around in different nightclubs and all this fun stuff. So that doesn't replenish you. So I think that,
I forgot about those days.
So now it's a little different. I think focusing on spirit and church and connecting, whatever that looks like for you, is a huge piece. And just, again, putting good things in my body, the healthy foods. Without the inflammation and not a lot of carbohydrates. And we can go down the Joe Rogan podcast here, but I've been really focused on that. But I think just being at my home with my dog, and just small get-togethers with families and friends, and filling up that way.
Is it not amazing how things change? Because you're talking about the night clubbing and things like that. And
there's no rest.
I remember. Hey, we're leaving early on Friday, and Friday night, Saturday night, and you were recovered and you were good to go by Monday morning. We do that now. It's like, whoa, Wednesday, Thursday of the next week comes and we're still foggy. So
we have our fun at the Remax R4 convention, it's not like it was 10 years ago. Even
got to pay the price. So.
Yeah, I think the R&R and that's where it's at, and being in nature, putting your feet in the actual earth and the sand. Being by nature is a huge part for me.
So we've evolved, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of growth here, folks.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So, and I was slow to it, so I resisted. So, morning routine. Have you got a morning routine?
It starts it starts with sleep because I have a challenge sleeping sometime, and I'm actually getting a sleep study done so I can improve on that. So I'm really, the health thing is really the focus. But I try to, if I need to sleep in a little bit, I just do that. And I'm not sleeping until 9 or 10, but it's, sometimes I'm up at 5:45. I kind of see how it goes. So, it has to start with a good amount of sleep.
Okay. So no alarm clock?
No.
Nice.
No, not unless I have an early appointment. I have to get up. I allow myself, and this is kind of a luxury because I don't have children, but I really focus on trying to get a good night's sleep. And then I do a cold plunge almost every morning. I have a cold plunge in my house.
Okay.
And what that does is it really it floods your body with dopamine,
right?
So you feel good, right? And also if you do up to about 11 to 12 minutes a week, it can change the fat composition in your body, changing what they call like white fat into brown fat. Brown fat your white fat will convert to what they call brown fat.
Okay.
And then your brown fat will actually eat all the white fat. So it's a method to strengthen your body, your immune system, balance your hormones.
Okay.
So I do that, and I love my coffee. I walk my dog, but I set my gym in the middle of the day, which is bizarre because there's no excuse. Sometimes it's dark and rainy out, and you don't want to get up and go to the gym. So I put that in a space where I can't fail. Okay. It's usually 3 p.m. It's right down the street.
Nice.
It's a non-negotiable. So it's all focused around the health and wellness at this point, and state of mind, state of physical body, so I can be productive.
Okay. So next question. This one's going to be and this question goes to your car.
Yeah.
No, not talking about the kind of car he drives. A few years ago, you had changed your business model where you actually hired a driver.
Yes.
And, got your SUV, hired a driver, and the driver takes you from appointment to appointment. And I remember when you first told me about that, and so many people, we think, oh, it's a status thing and things like that. But what was the ROI on that for you? And
it was my brother's idea because I'm a big field guy. I'd go out and my calling card was baked goods because my mom bakes great stuff, and it's something sentimental and it's good and it's memorable. So I would hand out baked goods, and if you're present in the marketplace, then people recognize you, know you, remember you, possibly trust you.
Right.
And I wanted to become this concept of the market leader in Irvine and Tustin, and I want to be the go-to guy. That was my concept. And my brother, who's another lender, a guy I respect, a ton, he's like, you need to get an SUV with some leg room here, and you need to get a driver, and you need to be in the back quoting loans with rate sheets so you can, because I'd be driving to a Yale Loop over here, and I'm getting an email, I'm getting a text, and during the heydays, my phone would ring 100 times in a day, and text messages and emails. It was very dangerous.
Exactly.
And I would get frustrated. I got to get back to the office.
Right.
So I paid somebody, and I'm like, all right, well, I better get out there and meet a ton of people. I'm burning money in daylight here, and I'd be in the back, and I'd be texting, emailing, calling, and the guy would force me, we need to go see more people. I would hit tons of people.
Right.
So I'd just be sitting in the back, and it doubled my business. My business went from about 100 to 100 and I was bouncing around 120 on average million, and then the year that I did that, it popped up to 220, and then it went to 300 million.
Right.
And I honestly believe it had a lot to do with that, but it did have I'm sure it turned people off because it did look kind of like a high-profile, snooty thing.
But that wasn't why you did it.
No.
I understood the concept.
Yeah.
And it's how many hours in the day did you get back? Not how many hours of the day did you get back. How many productive hours in the day did you get back? Because
incredible amount of efficiencies. Because it's like the gym. If it's at 3:00 down the street, there's no excuse not to go. When you have a guy driving around, there's no excuse not to hit 8 open houses.
Right.
You better use the time wisely. So it pushed me to do the thing that I needed to do the most. And that was actually, I'm glad you brought that. That was a big game changer for me. And, also felt kind of cool. But I don't really have a driver anymore. But honestly, I have thought about maybe having someone once a week because I do want to get more out there again and be in market more often because that's the fun part for me. Sitting at home gets a little boring or sitting in the office. Getting in market, being with people. I am a people person. Yeah. So great to bring that up.
We haven't quite recovered completely from the COVID thing. I mean, I'm assuming that's when it actually stopped.
Yeah.
Because it was a few years. I think it was a few years prior to that was when you actually did it.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming COVID changed that whole thing. And you just
it was
didn't
out
go
the
back.
window, and you know, I haven't been going out as much.
Okay.
But I would like to get out and market again, and I think that's something I'm going to employ again.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan, I appreciate it. Audience, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. If you like what you're hearing, even if you don't like what you're hearing, drop me a comment. Drop Ryan a comment. Subscribe, like, give us a little bit of love. I think we're working it here. We're trying.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.